YouTubers, what's good? Going to be installing these Bayaco aftermarket headlights on the on Ironhide 86 K5 Blazer M1009. The original headlights aren't very bright. I'm sure if you have a square body, you know, unless you've upgraded, you know, the lighting system, which this video is about. So we're going to be changing the entire headlight assembly. I don't believe we have to take the grill out, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll see what we need to get done and let this get this mini project started. So a little bit about these headlights. I got these on Amazon. They're about $100. You can get them with the backing in there as black like this, or you can get them in chrome. I got them in black just because everything on the truck's kind of black, green, military-esque. It is a ex-military vehicle. These are projector headlights. A lot of modern cars have this projector. What a projector is kind of like this round glass ball you can see there, so it projects the light in more directions instead of a traditional light bulb would just project the light forwards and outwards. This projects it a greater radius outwards. So I believe the height, this was a low beam, this is a high beam, and I think these are daytime running. I'm not sure. I'm probably just going to wire these daytime running lights into either the low or the high beams to make it simple. I don't need to make the lights on this truck very fancy. Tools down there. I'm still doing the transmission swap, so this is like a little mini project in between. I actually dropped off the drive shaft today to get the drive shaft shortened and lengthened. So again, it says here installation time is about 30 minutes. These are probably Chinese made headlights, but whatever, they look like they're pretty good quality. I have Chinese LED bar on the truck, and that's been on there like 3 years. I got those lights up there, they've been on there like 5 years. They all still work. Maybe they're not the brightest, but they fit my budget. So a little closer look at these lights. The outside, unfortunately, the cover there is plastic, not glass. I may put some type of clear film over them to keep them from turning yellow. That usually takes a long time, but again, I plan on having this truck a long time, so I want to make sure they stay clear as long as possible. They do have those cooling fins in the back, and pretty standard. These headlights can also be used on certain years, Toyotas and Jeeps with the same size headlight, and it came with the plug. And for whatever reason, if your plug is different, some of them have the ground on the right side, and then this is an adapter, so you can kind of mix and match however your truck. If your ground is on the left or in the middle, you can just adapt it here and then plug it in as needed. So you need to take out the bezel here, and it has 2 T10 screws up top, 2 on the bottom. This one I didn't take out because I already broke the plastic on it. And then for the headlight, you got 1 screw right here that goes inside, which you can actually undo that screw when the plastic bezel here is on. You see that little groove? That's what that's for. Or you can just take off the whole thing and take it out the right way. So we already disconnected the back of the light here. You can see it's not connected there. So just going to kind of work this out. Oh, and it looks like we had another screw up top, so I can't work that out quite yet. Poor lighting, but right above the headlight there's one. There's 3 screws. It looks like one's holding it in. The other 2, I'm not sure if that holds it in or if that's just this plastic frame that kind of goes around the light that actually holds the light in place. So I'll let you guys know in a minute after I take that off. Very simple, very straightforward. We undid the 4 screws on the top, and that was screwed in there like that, and that's what holds your headlight in. And then you take those 4 screws off, and it kind of just comes out. That's the actual headlight assembly itself. And I'm probably going to just give us a little touch up with some spray paint so everything looks clean when we put it back together. Alright guys, so this is an almost perfect fit. The back housing goes over like 99.9% of the way, but I want to see if those screws should be able to make up the distance to pull everything together. You see that little gap right there? It's not sitting flush. The backing on these headlights is just a little bit bigger than those with the little cooling lines or the strips, whatever you call them in there. But I think that we'll be able to make this work without really any modification at all. So it's really nice about taking off these headlights on these square body trucks. You don't have to take out the battery, and I mean you might on your truck, but for me I don't have to take out the battery. I just have to unplug the headlight from the back there, take off the bezel frame here, take out the screws, and swap out the headlight housing. So really simple on this truck. You're going to basically repeat what you did on the passenger side, and for whatever reason, if anything's different I'll be sure to include that. But again, we're taking off the little frames here, and I'm going to paint them, just make everything look a little cleaner, and then eventually I'll do, you know, the grill and then the whole truck maybe one day. So painted the frame a little bit with some black paint, kind of clean it up. Just a little tip when putting back the screws, do them crisscross, so tighten up lower right and then top left and then top right, a couple turns, and then bottom left, a little turn, couple turns. So it's just kind of tightened up sequentially so you don't damage or bend the lighting frame here. Don't be like me, guys. There was a little threaded plastic square in there, and I decided to try and fit the headlight in a little bit by giving it a twist, and I broke it off into little pieces. So I got to get a new one now. So don't do that. So these are threaded, fragile. These are probably original from 1986 also. So be gentle when you're doing that, folks. Now that I got the driver's side in undamaged, just put the screw in there, screw on the top, don't try and wiggle it around. And then that spring, you got to pull it out with some pliers or something to get it over that little lip, and that keeps tension to keep the headlight in place. So it ain't going anywhere. Alright folks, so I had to go down to O'Reilly to pick up these screws and that little plastic clip because I broke the other one. Part number is 42119, and this is a what's that brand called? This is a Dorman part number. And again, this is at my local O'Reilly, or your AutoZone will probably have it, or wherever you get your parts from. So now that I got that in, we just got to put the headlight in. A little greasy there because I put some WD-40. I accidentally broke one of the other clips, one of the new ones. So just to make sure I didn't do it again, it would slide in there a little easier. WD-40 never hurts. So it was pretty much plug and play. I didn't have to use the other wiring harness that it came with. I think that's for Japanese trucks, like your Toyota trucks, your 80s trucks that have the same square headlights. Make sure you measure these out, because if you have a quad headlight set up front, these are going to be a different size that you have to order. If you have a single headlight on each side, like this this style 86, I know some people change the grill, so I don't want to say the years, but like this style, then you would have the one larger headlight instead of the two smaller ones. But they look really good. Once it's all back together, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so they're 100% installed now, wired up and everything. About to see what they look like with low beams and then high beams. I am going to leave that plastic film on there for a little while, try and keep them nicer for longer. So this will be low beams from over here, just so you can see behind the low beams. That's the low beams with the new headlights. Those are really bright. I think I've already adjusted them enough downwards. I'll have to see once I'm driving how many people flash their brights at me. So that's low beams. And then high beams. It's a big difference over stock. Huge difference. Really gonna like these headlights, but unfortunately I won't be able to go out and test them on the trail until I get my transmission all done up. So hopefully this video helps you guys out. Again, these were off of Amazon. I'll put the link below, but again, Amazon sellers links change all the time, so that may not be up to date, but I'll also put the name. Again, these are only 100 bucks. If you don't want a big old light bar on the front of your truck, a lot of people I know don't like the light bar look. These are a great option to kind of be brighter than stock, but maybe not quite as bright as a aftermarket LED bar or something like that. So again, hope this video helps, and thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow CUCV_ page. That's CUCV, gotta spell it, CUCV_PAGE, for some cool square bodies. I post all the time, stuff that I'm doing to my truck, stuff other people are doing to their truck.